Laro has returned to the estate intact. Belfetto.
Belfetto. Valiant expression meaning well done. Nera loosens her grip on her ledger.
Too much Bardato blood has been spilled in the name of Vengiata.
Vengeance? I get the feeling that there's still some unfinished business.
Ak, nothing has been solved, only delayed. Here, for your discretion.
Passes you a pouch of coins and adds a short mark to her ledger before snapping it shut.
There can be no peace while civilized kith turn on each other.
Turns her gaze away in thoughtful silence.
Out for trouble or taking in the sights?
Would that scandal and bloodshed kept at a distance from my house.
Ezzali glances up from her work and sighs.
You saw my son dueling with the Valera boy. At least he survives to learn from his mistakes. When Valera and Bardato cross each other, only blood and sorrow remain.
Ezzali sighs, her gaze turning away. Do you ever see your families making peace?
Perhaps in time, if great Wodika judges us worthy of supporting the company. Word has spread fast about the little spectacle at the docks. You've certainly caught everyone's attention. Perhaps the Watcher of Kadnua and House Bardato can help one another.
I had other questions first.
Then ask, but do not waste my day with trivialities.
Why are the Bardatos and Valera feuding?
Because we do not belong in the same business. The Valeras are opportunists reaping the rewards of happenstance. They're little better than the pirates they're charged with slaying.
Very self-deception, mayhaps.
The pirate scoffs. About this feud with the Valera family.
Fratello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions.
Ezzali motions for you to continue. It seems like a waste of your resources.
Doesn't it? This is no surprise to me.
Her eyebrows raise.
Fortunately, Atello has fewer resources to expend than I do.
Would you be willing to speak with Atello?
Oh dear. You're serious, aren't you?
She stifles a chuckle.
You think I'd put myself in pistol range of that old imp?
Maybe I could speak with him on your behalf. Convince him to see reason.
I think you overestimate how much of my trust you currently enjoy.
I had other questions.
More pleasant subjects, I hope.
You mentioned you had a job for me?
Queen's Berth whispers of a Valera plot against my family. Something grander than pointless duels. You are a newcomer to the Deadfire, uniquely positioned to loosen Valera tongues.
She taps her chin and regards you thoughtfully.
Zilli Valera strums a lute by the watchtowers. A meek-tempered boy. Fonder of song and drink than the family business. He might spill something of his family's affairs.
Wouldn't the governor take an interest in this treachery?
The governor is interested in how much luminous Adra we can export. Nothing else matters. To that end, I look forward to the day when we won't need Valera thugs backing our interests.
What if there is no plot against the Bardatos?
Then I will sleep better at night.
Ezzali shrugs, her brow furrowed.
My hopes do not hinge on being proven right at every turn.
Put in a good word for me with the Valiant Trading Company and it's a deal.
I'll have it taken care of at once.
She dips a quill and makes a quick mark in one of her documents.
There. May it open doors for you. Try not to alert the Valeras of our knowledge. That is the point of involving an outside agent.
Nodding, Ezzali turns her attention to her desk. Farewell. I'm concerned that this is going to play out differently because of the apparent difference in my skills. They live right next to each other and they're having a feud.
Am I supposed to play nanny?
They listen to you, Martino.
Enough. We have a guest. If you are not here to help, there is little left to say.
I had some questions.
And I must entertain them? Go.
Farewell.
My time is freely given.
Whatever.
Ado, I hear you witnessed an unfortunate exchange behind the Adra Mill.
Atello aims a troubled look at Martino.
You kept Laro and Orso from the beyond. We could use such a mediator. Martino has need of muscle and brains outside of the Valera house.
Atello frowns toward his son. Tell me about the job.
Let me take point on this one, father.
Martino pats Atello on the back and turns to you with a more severe, businesslike expression.
Some royal Deadfire crews have lately taken to pirate hunting. One such crew has been boasting of their victories near the Wild Mare, singing their Rauatai songs and making our clients anxious.
Rauatai. The powerful naval kingdom of Rauatai is dominated by coastal Amoa, ruled by a Ranga Nui. Currently the most prosperous of the old empires, Rauatai has expanded aggressively into the Deadfire archipelago to secure natural resources that are scarce in their native storm-torn land. Though folk, dwarves, and/or lands can be found in Rauatai, most are merchants or remnants of the old kingdoms Rauatai conquered when they seized power centuries ago. Legends say that the Rauataians came to their lands from the Deadfire archipelago in the wake of terrible cataclysm, but the details of that event have been lost to time and the imaginations of storytellers.
Hunting Principe dogs is our business. With all these problems with the Bardatos, now is not the time for competition from the Brass Citadel. It would be better if they took their business elsewhere.
When Artello isn't looking, Martino draws his thumb across his throat.
Well, you could always start shooting the shit out of one another and leave good Deadfire folk be. Just a suggestion.
I'll do it, but I want the Valiant Trading Company to know I was helpful.
Was that not implied? Ecosi, consider it done. Come back when the Rauatai dogs have been dispatched, dismissed, or dismembered.
Martino makes a pistol-firing gesture with his fingers and winks.
Ado, what brings you to the Hall of the Valeras?
You're having some kind of trouble with the family next door?
The Bardato Bank shuts us out of investments and stifles our finances. This is the richest prospect on Iora, but we cannot grow our family business.
Can't make coin at the expense of others? Now that's a crying shame.
Eyes narrowed, the priestess crosses her arms over her chest.
If you know a better way of squeezing profit out of these islands, I'm open to hearing it. Ezzali is a rich thug, and someday she will get what's coming to her.
I want to talk about the Bardatos.
If we must. What is it?
Frowning, Artello beckons you to continue. I think your family should consider a truce.
Shoddery. Our disagreements are beyond the point of shaking hands.
Shoddery, a Valiant term for nonsense.
This is not your feud. If anything, I question your interest.
You're a businessman? You would know if my investment was false?
You have little to gain by peace between our families, but you speak as if you might.
Artello purses his lips.
You want to help? Convince Ezzali to negotiate. She ignores my invitations. Until then, leave me be.
Artello turns away from you, intent on focusing everywhere else. No, anywhere else. Everywhere else! So far it's going the same. What are we up to?
Speak up. My business never sits still for long.
Ezzali plants one hand on her hip and gestures for you to speak. About this feud with the Valera family.
Fratello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions.
Ezzali motions for you to continue. I spoke to Atello Valera. He's ready to negotiate if you're willing to meet at his estate.
His brood threatens open bloodshed in the streets, and he thinks...
Ezzali stops herself, taking a breath.
Delusional little snake. Fine. But you can assure him that I won't be alone. Go on then. Let him know, before I change my mind.
I'm on my way. With all due haste. Your little messenger boy.
You're right. He does do that with his hands.
Fie, 'tis roughing his precious spelling book that scares the lad. Or maybe 'tis nudging his wee finger.
You gotta stop. My sides hurt. Oh, I miss this.
Surely you've spied how he's always brushing himself. He won't say, but he's afeard of seagull shit.
Adu, what brings you to the Hall of the Valeres?
Ezzali has agreed to meet and discuss terms of peace.
You really managed to convince that stubborn Pugra to show up.
Pugra, the corrupted form of Delumgan. Pugras are often hateful and vindictive over the corruption of their habitat and will lash out at anyone who they perceive as spreading disorder to nature. Who are the Delumgan? I don't know.
I'll make sure the estate is prepared to receive her, then.
Let's begin the negotiations.
I will send a messenger to fetch Ezzali. Whether she is still receptive to the idea of a truce is ultimately up to her.
Prettier than when you left or so.
Merla, cut it out.
Bardato and Valera representatives stand arrayed around the dining table wearing expressions of anxiety and resentment. The temperature of the room suggests no more amity than when the discussion began. If we could open by defining each of our grievances and demands... Before you can finish your sentence, Otello cuts you off with a hard wave of his hand.
You run your bank like a crime syndicate. Some of us struggled to tell the difference.
Otello points an accusing finger across the table.
We can take it up with the director anytime you feel like explaining why your children are intimidating my merchants.
Ezzali opens her palms in every way composed. She glances over at you and her mouth turns downward.
I see our would-be mediator has arrived. Well, we're here. I hope this wasn't some elaborate, ill-advised jest.
I would not willingly welcome a Bardato beneath my roof for the sake of a jest.
Please, let's try not to sabotage this from the outset.
As long as the Valera remembers his place, we shouldn't have any problems.
My place is in the dueling ring. Care to let the gods decide, Lady Bardato?
Martino licks his lips and fingers the pommel of his rapier.
Quiet, Martino. Watch her. Now would be the time to lay out your reasoning.
With an open palm, he gestures for you to continue. From the sound of things, the Bardatos are shutting out their own allies for profit.
Our allies? I don't think you've been paying attention.
Ezzali made her living off turning on her employers. She doesn't recognize loyalty.
You were a gold-packed knight once, weren't you, Ezzali?
Once you owned the castle, things change.
Ezzali, don't you know a chance at profit when you see it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Ezzali narrows her eyes suspiciously. You make a living putting the right people to work in the right places. What is it that suits the Valera family? She hesitates, her mouth tightening into a thin line.
They are passable sailors.
She waves her hand in a dismissive fashion. And if they're out at sea, they can't bother you. Ezzali's expression brightens. She turns to Otello, her hostility replaced with interest.
I want the Principe out of the trade lanes.
What?
Half of this month's shipments are missing. I'll give you coin and crew for 5 ships to earn back my investment.
She opens her palms and awaits his response.
6 ships. With 6 I will drive the Principe from these waters like rats from a fire.
Otello straightens his spine and nods with confidence.
Even money says the Principe already be shaking in their timbers at the raw thought of your 6 fish-stinking ships.
He snorts.
You think yourself the first to underestimate us, little one?
Otello chuckles to himself.
6 ships. I believe we just made a deal, Valera.
Then it's settled?
Otello sounds bewildered by his own words.
So it seems. For the time being.
Ezzali shrugs.
Time will tell if this arrangement is a favorable one. My hosts, you'll excuse me if I return home.
She inclines her head, favoring you with a bemused look on her way out. Then I level up. Alright. Now that I do in my actual recording, end up talking to all these people after this quest and getting some stuff from them. But my level up won't even be completely accurately won't completely accurately reflect what I actually chose, apparently, because my skills are different.
What this is?
Will my eyes be open?
I'm pretty sure I managed to steal from this guy. Oh, the dog moves around, that's right. A dare.
What do you need? I got it.
Ahoy.
It shall open to me. It's done.
You look like you're out of the area of their detection. Oh, it's their sight. Come on, doggy. Get moving. Get moving, doggy. Yep, good dog.
I shall make it so.
Look. Well, whatever. Not gonna matter anyway. So, yeah, I did steal all of this stuff, all these scrolls and coins and jade in my actual play through.
Yes.
Alright.
Whispers and shadows.
I don't think I stole this stuff though. No. No, I wouldn't have stolen that stuff. I never even opened that and read it. That? Alright, let's talk to the cartographer.
Indeed.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my shop. It's such a pleasure to see a new face.
Sansa bounces back on his heels, a wide grin plastered on his worn face.
How might I assist you?
What do you do here?
Oh, I am a cartographer. I make maps. I'm not half bad at it either. And may the gods forgive my immodesty for saying so.
I forgive you.
If you need a map of any settled region of the Deadfire, I am your man. And my commission rates are quite generous. It used to be I would take to the sea and do a bit of charting myself. But I haven't the time. Too many maps need making. A shame, too. There's a whole swath of the Deadfire I've yet to see. I'm quite keen to write a book, in fact. Oh, but I won't trouble you about that. Excuse my nattering on, won't you?
Do you sleep here?
Sometimes.
He touches a hand to his forehead and blushes scarlet from his neck to the tips of his ears.
Married to the work, you know? I just get so engrossed in my maps. And next I know, it's morning. Sharing a bed with a few maps is a good sight better than sharing with Caleb, I'll tell you that. He always hogs the blankets.
He rubs the back of his neck. Caleb's a nice dog.
You think so? He is a magnificent beast, isn't he?
Sansa's face splits into a broad grin bright enough to light the room. Adair points affably in approval.
He's been a bit low lately. Between you and me, I think he's heartsick for the sea.
You said you were writing a book?
I'm putting together an explorer's account of the Deadfire. Or at least the part of it Queen Onekaza's tribe has laid claim to. My book will be the first of its kind. The Explorers Club will go mad for it. Or, well, that was the idea. It's a fiercely dangerous enterprise, in point of fact, and nobody will agree to chart the islands for me. You'd think ship captains would be a bold-hearted bunch. I offered fair recompense.
Sansa folds his arms, sighing.
I'm not exactly the most powerful fighter, or I do it all myself. Still, wouldn't it be wonderful? An explorer's guide to the Deadfire. Someday.
If it pays, I'll take the job.
Do you mean it? This is... wow! I can't thank you enough. It's a lot of ground, I mean water to cover, and some of these islands are in very dangerous waters.
Despite his words, the gleeful expression in Sansa's face has not faded.
Don't worry, I planned it all out. We'll get your feet wet first. With a little experience under your belt, I'm sure you'll get a taste for it. Nothing will stop us. I mean, you. The idea is to explore all the islands that haven't been charted yet, or even named. That falls to you, amico. You can't tell me you've never wanted to name your own island? I thought we could start with the waters around the company outpost at Port Magi. There are 2 islands in the region, and nobody's taken much notice of them yet. Once you're back, I'll start filling in my map and adding your findings to the book. Oh, this will be wonderful.
Simply delightful.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope.
Just me.
How might I assist you?
Show me which you sail.
Certainly. It would be my pleasure. Of course, it's mostly books and knickknacks. Maps I do on commission, you see.
Memoirs. Alright, it's good enough. I go out here. No, I don't think I read those. Right. Okay.
As you like.
Among the usual cartographical tomes and manuals are a few weathered volumes of travel, memoirs, and fanciful adventures. Even these scrolls have been painstakingly dusted. Scrawled notes track commissions and work orders in progress. Tattered and worn, this map depicts a small region of the living lands. These maps of the Deadfire Archipelago are incomplete, pocked with gaps denoting unexplored regions. And with that, I believe I have filled the gap of the recordings that were not going on, that I turned off. In my actual playthrough, I'm substantially further ahead. I've completely finished exploring this city, Neketaka. So things will be a little bit, just how I actually played through this would probably have been a little bit different. Some of my character skills, abilities might be a little different, equipment will be different, but overall, you should have seen kind of how I played the game, at least. So probably doesn't even matter that much, but it just felt wrong to have that gap, and I had to address it. Okay. What did I get for myself here? Oh, defensive roll maybe? Nope. Oh, did I? Smoke veil. And Seraphim. I'm going with... Oh. Man, I got no idea what any of my character's skills are. You can have some more athletics. I think you were going survival. Yeah, that's what it was. And then I got you... wild sprint. Unless... yeah, I think I got wild sprint. Which... Barbarian becomes able to charge with reckless abandon, gaining the nimble inspiration as well as immunity to engagement. This nimble? Nimble is +5 dexterity and plus 100% stride. It only lasts for 6 seconds? Wow, it's short duration. Aloth. You were going with Arcana. And History? I think... oh, you can go with Insight. Since nobody else has it. And then for this... what did I choose for? Oh, this. Those vulnerabilities. There we go. And Jyoti. I keep giving you alchemy, and I realized later it's kind of maybe a bad choice for you. You get religion, nobody else has it. I feel a little like... I can't remember if I got Warding Seal or Despondent Blows. I think I got Warding Seal, but not 100% on that. And Dare, you're getting athletics again. 8 is 7. Streetwise. Let me take some Streetwise. And I gave him Hold the Line, I believe. Give him another engagement. There. Alright, so thanks for watching. I'm Lost Worm. You've been watching The Worm's Turn. I'm playing Pillars Returning to Deadfire. Make sure if you like the video to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Have a good one. Bye.